Caramelized onions do take a little time, but once you learn how to make them, your future recipes will never be the same. These will turn onion haters into onion lovers, and I've seen it firsthand. The normally pungent bite of raw onions transforms into sweet, velvet, caramely goodness that will kick up your burgers, hot dogs, meatloaf, or anything else you can think of. I'll show you the difference between grilled and caramelized onions so that you can know when you're getting the real thing at a restaurant, or the passable version due to time constraints. So grab a cup of hot cocoa. It's time to caramelize some magic in Mrs. Kringle's kitchen. Before cutting your onions, dampen a paper towel and wring it out. Put it on the table in front of you and then place your cutting board on top of the damp towel so that it doesn't move while you're cutting. You don't need to pay more for pre-peeled onions. I'll show you an easy way to quickly peel the skin off. Keep the root disc intact and slice off the top of the onion bulb. Gently slice through the first thin layer of skin from the cut to the root disc. Peel back the corner and gently work your way back to the root as you turn the onion. It'll save you a convenience charge and it takes just a few extra seconds to do. Discard the skins and repeat with the other onions. Using the root disc side as your stabilizer, carefully cut the onion into about 1/4 inch slices so that you can make onion rings. Make sure to hold the onion securely as you cut and never force the knife. If you're not confident in your cutting skills, you can slice off about 1/4 inch of the side of the onion and use it as a base so that the onion doesn't wobble as you cut. When you get to the point where you're nearing the end, you can cut off the root disc and then carefully slice the rest of the onion. Repeat this with the other onions. Gently push the onions out of their slice form to make rings so that they cook evenly. To a medium heat skillet, add 2 tablespoons of olive oil and coat the bottom of the skillet. Add your onion rings and spread out evenly. If your onions are stacked really high, don't worry about it, they will reduce significantly. Cook for about 10 to 15 minutes to get an initial softening going on. With a pair of tongs or fork, toss the onions to coat in the olive oil. You may already see some color change happening on some of the smaller ones. Move any large or raw onions to the middle. Reduce the heat to medium-low, which would be about 3 or 4 on your dial, and let them cook for another 15 minutes. Add 2 tablespoons of water and stir the onions around to try to move them toward the middle of the pan. Cover with a lid to trap the moisture. Even if you don't have a lid that fits completely, as long as the majority of the onions are covered, you're good to go. And cook for 15 more minutes. Toss the onions again and swirl in any brown parts because that is the caramelization and the sugars forming, and you want to sop up all of that flavor. Move to the middle, add 2 more tablespoons of water and cover with the lid. Cook for 15 more minutes and watch the bubbly goodness start to form. At this point, this is what many restaurants would call caramelized onions, but they're typically just grilled onions with a slight bit of sweetness. They're not wrong, but they're missing the most important step. But you're not going to because you're patient and awesome and know that 15 more minutes is worth it. Move the onions to the middle of the pan for a final time and cover with a lid for 10 to 15 minutes. You'll see the last of the water releasing, which is why we didn't add more, and this is where the magic's happening. Toss the onions well in the brown caramelized bits in the skillet to finish off the process. This picks up every last bit of sweetness that will blow your mind. I know it took a while, but you're ready to enjoy them. Caramelized onions are quite possibly one of the best things ever. Not only is it great on meats and sandwiches, but you can add it to mashed potatoes or casseroles or a number of other savory dishes to give an amazing depth of flavor that you won't believe. You'll be tempted to eat them by the sweet velvety spoonful, and I couldn't possibly discourage that. I like to make these when I'm cleaning up the kitchen or I'm already making dinner so that I can get 2 things done at once. Just set the timer and make sure that you're there to stir and toss the onions when needed, and you'll have an amazing culinary treat under your belt to take your other dishes to the next level. If you like this recipe, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more home-baked goodness straight from Mrs. Kringle's kitchen.